All right, guys, it's finally coming down to their doing mandatory social distancing. I was out today with Rachel. We're it's what, April 5th, right?
April 5th,
and they're
yeah.
implementing 21 days.
21 days, I think. So starting tomorrow, we cannot be out and about unless it's absolutely essential.
So groceries and
right,
medicines and stuff. But yeah, I saw this wheat paste right here. This is I'm assuming this is for COVID-19. But yeah, there's really no one out. We're just kind of heading along. I was saying in my last video, here's a good example that they can't have more than 10 people on the trolleys or anything at a time. But yeah, so we're just moving along, like she said.
Enjoying our last day of freedom.
Freedom, yeah. So everyone, a lot of people that we know are already having to practice mandatory social distancing. We have yet to have that enforced here, but we have been actually practicing that already. We've only gone out maybe, I don't know, like three or four times in the, like, what, this is the 4th week we've been here, so we haven't really been going out much. So we figured we would take our chances today and grabbed a couple masks in the backpack in case we need to stop in the store, because the stores are requiring masks now. We got some water and a couple of fruits so we can find a nice secluded place and maybe have a snack. We figured we'd go for a nice long walk today, make sure we got a lot of fresh air and sun before we are forced to stay inside for the next 3 weeks, unless to go to the grocery store, which really that's what we've been doing anyway, so it's not really going to affect us greatly. Just found this tower, but it's missing some steps, so I'm actually excited. I don't know if you can see that shipwreck behind me. I've been looking at things to do.
It's dangerous.
Oh, been looking at stuff to do while we're here, and I saw that shipwreck. It's the Delphi is the name of the ship. I think it anchored during a storm, and then the storm became so severe that it actually pulled the ship into shore with the anchor. Initially, the crew members refused to get off of the ship, and then I realized it was a loss and abandoned it, and there it stays. I couldn't tell you what year it happened, but pretty interesting. I figured we'd come up on this little platform and get a view of this beautiful beach here. And yeah, we're gonna head over there and see what we can see if we can get a better view. It looks like we should be able to walk right out to it. Rachel and I, from our room, see where the water's breaking right here? Those are actually these walls that are built all the way down the beach. I'm assuming as a wave break. Kind of interesting because you can see the wave breaking from here, but from our hotel room you can actually see like the line. It's kind of neat. Or not our hotel, but our Airbnb. But yeah, not too many people out. It looks like the people who are out are probably just out trying to get a little sun, like I said, before the regulations go in place tomorrow. Trying not to hurt ourselves or kill ourselves on these dilapidated stairs and things of that nature. We just came down those stairs. They were a little seedy too, but yeah, when we were actually heading over here, I saw an abandoned building that looked pretty interesting. Hopefully when we go back by I can remember and we'll stop by. See, these stairs are missing. There's missing stairs, so you have to watch your step.
The ones that are there are a little janky too.
Right, they're a little loose. All right, here's a little bit of that closer view of that shipwreck. We're gonna walk out here and get a little closer if we can, but they've got what looks like maybe like some absorbent buoys or buoys put in place to contain what I'm assuming was maybe oil or something in there. I'm not sure if there was an oil spill. When I was reading about it, it did say that it was a disaster, so possibly something spilled out of there. I'm curious. It doesn't look like the waves are moving it whatsoever, so it must be grounded pretty good. But yeah, there's just a big abandoned building here, all dilapidated. There was a huge, oh, there's that tower. I was gonna say there's a huge tower. Yes, still pretty, the beach is pretty low populated, and for the most part, people, or at least we're distancing ourselves from the people that were passing were trying to do 6 feet like they're recommending. But yeah, no issues. It's not too crowded out, so we're not too worried. I was in the last video, I was saying we were walking down near the Arcadia beach area where they have like all the tourist draw, and we were worried we were going to get in trouble being out the other day, but in fact what we had read, the regulations weren't taking place till tomorrow, so when we were out the other day we were actually totally fine. But yeah, let me swing this around and give you guys a little view of this other side here. I like these shallow areas where you can really see the color of the water. It's really neat from our room because you can see the big patches of light blue and dark blue. And
there's a really good example of that break too that you were just talking
oh yeah, let's see, we'll go over here and get a view of that.
Oh, that's that ship that's caught on.
Oh yeah, that's exactly right. Rachel just brought up a good point. That ship has stopped on that wall or that break that I was talking about. Looks like it's lined up perfectly along it. Here's a better example of how nice and clear, well, maybe not too much right here, but it is pretty clear. You can certainly see down there. It's a nice, beautiful turquoise color. Here's a better view of that ship. See if I can zoom in. Not sure how that lighting is on there, but pretty trip. There's a little view back towards, well, I guess we've come quite far. So that building right there is directly down from our Airbnb. And yeah, just moving along. I was trying to see if we could find these stairs. What were they, the Potemkin stairs or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
I don't know how far we've actually walked, but I think we should be getting back to more of like the center the further we walk along this path. Here's a view of that other portion of land there that kind of jets out.
Oh, I see him.
Right, just trying to get this bird up on this building. Oh, I see him too. He's hiding in that little crack.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that, but I threw this back on because there was actually several people right here, and if you want to know how to clear a beach, all you gotta do is sneeze. Because I swear Rachel sneezed.
Because I looked at the sun.
Because she looked at the sun, which apparently makes her,
as well.
which makes her sneeze. That's a thing apparently.
It is. Look it up.
Look it up, yeah. So yeah, it was kind of funny. Those people were like looking at Rachel several times and then like just left the entire beach to us. But it was funny. But here's kind of interesting. If you see, here's this ship here, and then just out there is another ship. Similar. I'm not sure if they're both like oil tankers or nothing. I'm not a ship expert or anything, but kind of interesting juxtaposition there. Which is over here getting some flicks of these beautiful blossoms. A lot of fruit trees throughout here. I was saying in the other videos too, but it really even we've gone further than we have before, and there's still so many of them. There's a little bit of this little bit of the strip of the sea we've been walking along. We're by this building here. I was saying it's abandoned looking, but as we come up along this trail, I realized that just behind it was this military base, and you can see actually in that tower, maybe if they move, that there's some guards in there. I don't know if that's Coast Guard or just the military in general, but got a little post there. I figured I'd come a little ways away before I started recording so I didn't get in trouble, but kind of interesting little spot right here. It's really nice, just a ton of little trails. And as I've gone along, I noticed there's a bunch of little fire pits, even though back there on the beach it said fires were prohibited. So I don't know if that's specifically on the beach or not, but it looks like quite a few people. I don't know if that's just people out for a picnic or if that's transient people, or I'm not sure, but it's kind of nice in my opinion. I would love to have a little fire and sit right here and listen to the waves and watch the people and stuff as they went by. Here goes a little cable car system that runs, I'm not sure how far it runs back up, but it certainly runs down from somewhere down here to the sea. Different themes on the, maybe it goes quite a ways actually, because there's that truck up there, and then it looks like it goes past that. I wonder if it just brings you down from like the center lake. Pretty neat though. Looks like there are only 2 cars, or 2 person per car, which is nice. So you're not crowded in with a bunch of people, but I don't see anyone on them, and I don't see anyone over here in what I would assume would be like the ticket counter. And I'm not sure how we would access it from here without going back down to the sea. kind of cool. Maybe if it's open, we'll see how much it is. All right, I'm going in. I'm gonna leave this running on the down low. Hello. Two, please. Can you take that? I think maybe it's 100. All right, it was 100. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we got our tickets. It was 100. How do you say it?
Hryvnia.
Hryvnia. And here comes our car.
Oh my gosh. Did it stop? No.
All right, we had to jump in, as you saw.
That's a little dangerous. How fun!
I didn't realize you were gonna just go for it like that. So once you jumped in, I was like, oh crap! All right, here we go. So it was 100 hryvnia. That woman seemed very pleased to get some business. And here's just the little road we are on here. We'll certainly be sanitizing.
Yep, I'm looking for the
spray
sanitizer right now.
There's literally nobody else on this. It's probably like a super touristy thing, or people who are from here are like, I would never get on that seedy old thing. But that, or everyone who lives here has already been on here, so they're like, ah, whatever. But here's the little way we just came from down there. And will you get my other hand for me?
Yes, I will.
Sandy up. Woman's working down here in her garden. Kind of neat. It looks like we're coming to the end. I don't know if we're supposed to hop off or if we can just take it back down.
I feel like it's a tuck and run situation. Oh, or will they let us stay? I don't know.
Well, I think we're fine. Unless, I don't know, really, because we had to hop on. She didn't stop it. So I guess if we head back to the other end and we owe her another bit of money, then
right.
that'll be.
Yeah, it's like $3 or something anyway. So it's.
Huh.
It's not so bad.
Yeah, it's like $1.50 a piece,
Yeah,
huh?
Right.
There's another little garden, home area down here, residential area. So as you can see, we're going back down.
Oh, look at this church thing.
Oh yeah, look at that. So we'll find out soon enough. All right, so it was one way only. It's so seedy, like there's
It's scary. It doesn't stop.
and there's a guy just like sitting there, not paying attention. He's basically like just sitting there getting paid all day, and then we're like the one people that come along, and he didn't see us till the last minute. So Rachel and I are like, are we supposed to get off or do we get to go back around again? And like literally at the last second, he like wakes up from his nap and he's like you guys gotta get off. Of course, he's not speaking our language. He's just like, get off,
Right,
you know.
he comes and opens the door.
He opens the
and
door
like extends his hand, like I'm just supposed to grab his arm.
Yeah.
And,
and hop out. And the thing doesn't
thing.
slow down, and like it's so like as soon as you shift your weight, the whole thing's like starts bouncing. So it's like bouncing and swaying around. You have to like open this seedy little door and like hop out. It was pretty trip. But yeah, we figured instead of paying another few bucks to take it back down, we were kind of just interested in the experience, which we did just take. So we're gonna actually just walk back down the hill now, and that shouldn't be so bad. Nice little erosion on this rock here. That fountain probably would have been really neat going at one point, but looks like it's been out of commission for a while. Nice mosaic type fountain, as you would generally see in the Eastern Europe, and I like Soviet type. There's water coming down here. I'm not sure exactly where it's coming from. If it's some type of stream or river that comes from the city here. I'm interested to see if you can actually see the water from that little point there. But this guy's like digging out all these rocks. I'm not sure if he's got something specific in mind. He's kind of like making it wind back down like that. And there's like tiles, like flattened rocks there. Some kind of interesting little path he's got. You can see the water. And it just flows in down from out of the city, I guess, and then down to the ocean, or down to the sea, I should say. Well, we did find a spot. As you can see, we found this little, there's some wire and tape ran across there so you don't come down here. But the set of stairs actually runs down to this brick wall. So we took that. Oh my gosh, in my other video I was talking about these super unsafe handicap ramps. Look at that one. That's insane. Yeah, we took that set of stairs to here. We figured since it's blocked off, no one's probably been sitting here, and we're probably safe from any germs and anything. Maybe silly, but we're just playing it safe. And we can still see the sea here pretty nice. So we're gonna have a little snack while we sit. I had to stop because I saw this little Dali bar restaurant. I'm assuming it is, but like, have they even ever seen Dali? Like, his mustache didn't look anything like that. Come on, guys, slacking. I think this guy's broadcasting maybe about tomorrow.
Не виходьте на вулицю, не користуйтеся громадським транспортом, не відвідуйте місця скупчення людей.
If I had to guess, I'd say they're broadcasting the rules that are going to be put in place tomorrow, which was basically all these open spaces, these public spaces are closed. People, no groups larger than 10, right? Groups under 10, above 2 people have to wear face masks. What else was there? And then I think in general too, like when you go into like a grocery store, you have to put a mask on now.
Yeah, mask requirement.
So many people in the store. We went to one of the little markets that's actually right near our in the fencing of our apartment building. There's a couple of little markets in there, and one of them we actually had to be let in and out manually by the clerk. He was keeping track of how many people were in the store.
Oh yeah, because it's only one person per 150 meters
of space.
Yeah, so they have to.
So they have to
keep
do
track
their
of
math,
how many people.
right? They have to, see how much space they have, and then do the math on how many people at a time they can have, and then regulate that. So that's kind of curious. But yeah, I'm curious if anyone knows what that guy was saying. Let me know. I have to say, I'm glad they put these regulations in place, because it's almost like these people don't understand the importance of distancing themselves from each other. I hate to be cynical, but they'd be surprised. They act surprised that this is spreading, but the actions I see the people taking are what is leading to the further spread of it. Like, I don't mean to be a hypocrite. It's not smart for us to have been out today, but or at least practicing keeping distance from people, sanitizing. I mean, I don't know how many people I've seen today wearing their masks improperly or just around their neck. It's like kind of defeats the purpose, right? But yeah, I think it's certainly important that they're putting these regulations in place. Unfortunately, that means we won't be able to come out again for the next several weeks, but I think it's important. I was speaking with our Airbnb host, and I was explaining to him how the little workout area in the complex had been roped off, and people were still using it, and then eventually just pulled all the taping off, keep telling them to keep off. And he was like, yeah, I think it's bullshit that they taped it up anyway. And I'm just like, phew. Like, yeah, great, dude. Like, he's like, yeah, my 80-year-old parents walked down by the sea. And I'm like, more so why you should be a person trying to push these regulations and social distancing, and not further spreading this virus, especially for someone who has elderly parents that he's saying frequent this area. So, unfortunately, people want to act like it's not a big deal, or just act ignorant to the fact that health experts are making these recommendations and no one wants to follow them. It's rather unfortunate. Well, I can't get my abandoned building video. When we were actually over here earlier, we passed by a couple of dudes that look like security, and they're actually like standing in front of these abandoned buildings. Maybe there's an issue with transients or people using drugs in these particular abandoned buildings, but unfortunately we will not be venturing into them. But if this pandemic goes on much longer and we run out of money, I think we'll end up living in those. So you might get a view of those later on.
Funny, not funny.
Right. But yeah, it's just an interesting like abandoned property with just different like decrepit or dilapidated buildings in there. It's kind of interesting. I mean, there's a lot of that around here, but these ones are kind of close. I thought maybe we'd go in and take a look, but not today. Maybe in 3 weeks when they let us out again. All right, into the video here. We just grabbed some groceries and we're heading back up, but I just wanted to have a discussion with you guys real quick. What's going on with this jet? Can anybody tell me about this jet? Yeah, who just parks a jet in the middle of a residential compound?
After they paint minions all over
Yeah,
it.
it's so random. That jet can't be that old if it has minions on it. It's like the guy that owns this place is like, oh, I'm just gonna stash my jet here in case there's like a apocalypse, and then I'll just hop in my jet and mob out. I don't know. But anyway, that's enough of me ranting. Thanks for joining us on our walk today. This is probably the last time we're gonna be out for several weeks, except for to go to the grocery store. So yeah, we'll see you on the other side.